Yep, all right, we're going here. Welcome to another episode of Burning Time. And, the last week we were short one person.
This week we're short again.
And this week we are short 1.5 people.
1.5?
Yeah.
He thinks I'm a half because I'm on my game right now.
Pretty much, yeah. We got Rachel, she's getting ready to, or I should say getting everything ready for these guys to go over to Vegas for a little while.
Getting to go to the SEMA show in Las Vegas.
So, yeah,
Hopefully.
so she's a little tied up
Hopefully,
doing
yeah.
that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a boys' night. So.
Things
Right.
are going to get ugly.
Could be. Maybe a little more vulgar than it usually gets. So be
Shut the fuck up,
forewarned.
Kenny.
Be forewarned.
Forewarned you are.
Yeah. This one may be a little less suitable for work than usual.
So, what's going on? How you guys been this week?
Not too bad.
Fabulous.
Fucking long ass week, I'll tell you that.
Fucking A, that's what I
Yes.
was saying.
Yes.
Friday took forever to get here.
Yeah. But Friday actually turned out pretty good for me. The boss wasn't there, so
Right on.
yeah, that's kind of a nice lax day.
Nice.
Always works out, you know.
Boss is there every week for me, every day of every week.
No.
And since we were going to Vegas, I think it was like drug out like 20 times longer than it should have been.
Oh yeah, the anticipation always gets you.
Man. And then I know we're going to go into next week, be there, and it's going to go by quick as fuck.
Oh yeah, that week's gonna be gone before you know it. So how long are you guys gonna be there?
So we're leaving Sunday, coming back Saturday.
Saturday night or Saturday?
We'll probably leave Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we might do see how you guys are feeling. Do a recording either that night or maybe push it till Sunday or something.
Yeah, either way.
Anyways, so you guys got anything worth talking about this week? I know
Yeah,
there's been a
some
bunch
stuff
of
in it.
shit going on
Yeah,
in the news. So.
that's what I was going to say. There's a bunch of stuff in the news that definitely deserves our attention.
Yeah, it's been pretty damn wild. Where do we start? I guess would be the better topic. Not what do we have, but where do we start?
Yeah. We could start with Daryl Brooks.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I watched. I didn't watch the whole trial, but I did end up watching where they basically did the whole verdict, and
Yeah.
she read off the 76 counts, and every single one of them, guilty, guilty, guilty. Good thing. I mean, I think it's fucking hilarious. The guy tried to represent himself.
That's
and,
yeah. In today's day and age, I mean that's a joke, but she handled it the right way and made sure that
that judge was a boss.
yeah, she wanted to make sure that this is not going to get a mistrial or anything like that, and I think she did a good job. She's very patient with this fucking idiot that is kind of making a mockery of our system, which don't get me, like I'm not one to defend everything about the system. I think it's got a lot of flaws, but still, this guy coming in and doing what he did. How the hell I didn't even like you. I didn't watch much of the trial, but how are you going to defend yourself against these fucking accusations?
When they're literally on TV. I mean, they were recording that, were they not? I mean, is there not video evidence of it?
And tons of eyewitnesses.
Several eyewitnesses.
Yeah, well, and then one of his deals was the fact that none of the eyewitnesses have created a case. It's the state that's against him.
Oh yeah, and he
And
wanted to
So he's like, I get to face my accuser.
face my accuser.
Show me the state.
I saw a deal on YouTube. There's a guy. It's like Law and Order Network, or I don't know what he's called.
Yeah,
but,
no, I'll watch that dude too.
But he basically broke all the bullshit down, and that was one of them that he talked about. And it's just he got pretty much everything wrong in his case as far as what he was trying to use for defense. And the few things that he did get right were pointless.
Yeah.
They made no difference in the case.
I think just the way he was acting kind of.
Well, he kept asking the court questions, asking the court to define words that he wasn't familiar with.
He literally, when the verdict was coming about, he actually tried to suggest to the jury to nullify it, which is forbidden. You cannot do that. The jury has the right to nullify the case. Like if they feel, if they're not going to reach a reasonable agreement between all of them and they basically nullify their votes and they're just like, no, we just don't think this case is worth doing. They can do that on their own accord. but neither defense nor prosecution can ever mention anything about it to the jury or, even to the court. Like there's no, you cannot tell the jury that, hey, you guys need to nullify it. You just can't do that. And he literally went and did that. The judge shut it down. She was like, nope. You guys strike that from the record. Jury disregard that last statement. Nope, you cannot do that. And so, yeah, it's just everything he did, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the sentencing. I mean, we already know it's either going to be.
Didn't they?
No, they got I think next week.
No, they're coming
or
back
November.
next.
It's sometime in November. I know that.
Coming back next week for
really?
scheduling.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
They want to.
Well, they convicted him of everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been convicted of the crimes, but now they have to set up the actual sentencing where they.
I thought they did it all in one stroke.
No.
Sentencing is a whole nother issue,
Yep.
a whole nother drawn out process.
Yeah,
But they're going to get victims to make impact statements and things like that.
Yep.
And we all know what the end result's going to be, but they still have to go through the process anyway.
76 fucking counts.
Yeah, well, 6 of them being murder.
Yeah. 2 of them being bail jumping.
Yeah.
I still crack up on that. It's like, how the fuck did you jump bail twice?
Well, did you see the thing where he was trying to bring up something? The other lawyer was like, "Well, if he's going to bring that up, we're going to bring the fact up that he's
Oh yeah, no, he was trying to bring up the baby mama, basically being a bad mother and bringing some kind of statement into it, and it's like, well, if you're going to talk about that, we're going to have to talk about the fact that
she was under 18 when you got her pregnant, and he started going all crazy. Well, ask her what she said she was. How old she was to me.
She told me she was 18.
Yeah, several.
Like, yeah, that's a rock solid defense there. She told me she was 18 defense. Yeah,
and spoke up several times. I'm not going to sit here and let them tell lies. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're going to let them have their chance to say what they want to say, just like you get your chance to say what you want to say. But this ain't no fucking junior high classroom where you get to fucking holler at everybody like, we're a bunch of uneducated thugs.
Well, and that's the thing is I think he was so used to being able to, stare people down and intimidate them. And,
he thought he was going to do that in a fucking court.
He thought he could do that, yeah, and that judge was having none of it.
Yeah, it didn't go very well for him.
No. And it's just like, it's funny. It's like, well, yeah, no, that's what happens when all of a sudden when people start seeing through your bullshit and hold you accountable for what you did.
I hope he gets put right into general population.
He might. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
I could see them putting him into protective custody because, for exactly why I'm suggesting him to go into population because, fucking, I want to see him get fucked up, and that's very likely to happen if he goes into GP. And
I don't know though. I mean, do you really think that what he did was enough for people in prison to give a shit enough to want to kick his ass over it?
He ran over children, killed one.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I would.
Fair play. I mean, I forgot that there were.
I mean, granted, he ran over a lot of people and killed up to 6 people, but one of them was a child.
Lock me up in a fucking cage with that dude.
Not only that, but I remember watching some of the videos of him driving like 60 going down between people, and there's like little fucking girls like 4 or 5 years old fucking sitting there dancing on the side of the road. They're in the middle of a parade, and this fucking maroon Ford Ranger comes fucking flying. Or it was
some kind of an SUV.
Yeah, it wasn't a Ranger. It was a fucking like a 4-door Explorer or some shit.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, but
what it was,
feet away from this little girl fucking dancing on the side of the in the road, but it's all blocked off for the parade.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a parade.
But within 5 feet of her, almost fucking killed her.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean maybe he will get his in the GP. I'm a little disappointed. What is it, Wisconsin that they're in?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think it's Wisconsin.
Is it Wisconsin?
I don't know.
Where the trial's being held and all that?
I'm not sure.
Wherever he's at, they don't have the death penalty. So,
yeah.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. That's,
week. Yeah.
Death penalty takes a long time usually to fucking, a lot of people die in death row, from other causes because they're so damn slow to use the fucking.
Not if you're in Texas.
Yeah, well, don't mess with Texas.
We were already talking about last week, like what the
express lane
viable punishments would be.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd like to see him fucking tied to a stake in the middle of a football stadium, and bring the family of the victims in. And if you want to sell tickets in the stands, that's a cool idea too. But
He wasn't here for all this.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was going to ask him, I was
missed
like,
that whole thing.
kind of, what's your take? What do you think a proper punishment would be?
oh,
We already discussed it last week.
I'm telling you right now, stake down in the middle of a football stadium, bring in the families of the victims, and they get to bring in. I don't want to see anybody come in with a gun, or I don't want to see anybody do anything that's lethal right away. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to take out a little bit of anger and serve a little bit of justice before he, leaves this world. And before it's done, he will leave the world.
Chinese torture where they stick them with the pins.
If that's what the person wants
everybody
to do.
I thought that was just acupuncture.
Was it acupuncture? No, it's not.
No,
Yeah, I
you're
thought that was therapy.
You're talking about the under the fingernails.
Yeah,
That's
right.
bamboo.
Yeah,
That's where they shove bamboo under your fingernails.
So be creative. If you're a family member and that's what you want to do, then
Well, here's the dilemma that I came across with it when we were talking about it: is how do you ensure that each family or each family member, even if you want to go that far, but let's just say each family to keep it simple. How do you ensure they're the representative of each family that gets to go in and participate in this, and they all want to do it? Let's say every one of the families that they're all in. How do you ensure that each one gets an equal amount of vindication in it?
You don't need to ensure that each one gets equal amount if they're deciding.
Why not?
Because we don't need
How
to.
is it fair that somebody gets that fucking kill shot in and the other people didn't?
That's the
Somebody
thing.
just gets to kick them for a few times,
No.
but there's a guy that actually gets to fucking put his head in and fucking get
Because
these
you
done.
do an application process and you say, here's what I want to do when
An application process.
So,
here's what I want to do when I get there. And everybody reads through the applications. Now, you don't have to fucking, oh, no, you need to do more because
he only
this
ran
guy
my
wants
leg
to do-"
over, so yeah, you back in the
No,
line, buddy.
Fuck that. Everybody gets to fucking come in and make their suggestions. And if their suggestions are, non-lethal or less than likely to be lethal, then, pretty much everything's going to fly.
I seriously doubt any of them are gonna want to sit there and leave him alive.
No, he's not going to survive.
I understand what you're saying. He's not going to survive at the end, but I'm saying you're saying that they can come in and say, okay, well, this is what I want to do to him.
Right.
And I can guarantee you that at
They're
least
going to want
80 to 90% of them are going to be, I want to fucking see him die.
How many people don't get what they want in this world? You're going to see him die. You're going to see him die, but you got to wait a few minutes
There's cameras
to let
everywhere
and watch him be tortured by all these other people and sit here and just enjoy the show for a few minutes.
I think they all deserve an equal part in it to where each one's contribution.
See, why are you so worried about what, if
because they were all victims. They all deserve an equal amount of it. It's not you can't say that
who's
one
to decide
deserves
what's
more
equal
than the other.
in their own mind. In their own mind, they are being equal. They're coming up with the punishment that they want to serve. Now, you might weigh shoots under the nails differently than bullet ants on your pecker, but fucking,
What if I want to put a bullet in his head and everybody else is like, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that
So
because
that's not fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
No, why? He killed my wife.
He's gonna die.
So, he killed my wife. I want to kill him.
Well, so does everybody else. So how is that
Exactly.
fair?
Exactly. So how do
So
you
you
make
sure-
it
You
fair?
sure you want to kill him if he killed your wife?
Well, now, this was theoretical, and if you put X in front of that, we might be having a different conversation. I'll leave that for another day.
Because look, what I'm talking about, I think is fair, and here's my honestly, when we get right down to it, we need to have punishments that are actually deterrents. You know what I mean? We need to have punishments that make people not want to commit crimes. And I have a problem with these when we try to make the death penalty as humane and painless as possible.
Oh no!
Fuck that.
No. We were talking I think the one that we finally settled on, which we could still say it could be fucked up if somebody wanted to be an asshole, but basically take them out into the ocean, right? And every family member has a string in their hand that has a rock or a weight.
Oh yeah.
A weight
They're telling me
attached
about
to
that.
it.
You get to throw them in, yeah.
And everybody gets to throw it in at the same time, and that amount of weight is just enough weight to where if one of them wasn't there, he wouldn't drown, but because all of them are there, he's gonna go under and he's gonna drown.
Mhm.
And then so everybody gets to be able to like bloop, drop it in there, and if they all do it at the same time, then they all have thrown at the same time, and they all have equal fucking. There's not that unless there's that one asshole that's just like hangs on to it for 5 seconds, like. Bloop,
It'd be one.
Okay,
of us. It'd
it's
be one
mine.
of us that would do it.
To
Oh,
me,
fuck yeah.
I don't
I
think
probably
that
would.
would not make one little bit of difference to me. If he's gonna die by drowning, he's gonna die by drowning. My rock hit the water first. My rock hit the water last.
Yeah, and
I don't give a fuck. But I think drowning is too easy for him.
I don't know, dude. I think
Burr wants to do it the cowboy way.
Ooh, damn!
I was,
Anybody
my
that
head
hasn't-
went was the medieval
Anybody that
way.
hasn't
Remember,
watched
like,
the Cowboy Way, go watch that fucking movie.
I was thinking like the Braveheart way.
The Braveheart Way.
No, it wasn't Braveheart, was it?
Vikings.
Was it Vikings?
Oh,
Where they strap
Blood
each
Eagle?
leg to a fucking horse?
No. Vikings was the one where they do the angel wings.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I think
Blood
that's when
Angel.
they die though.
Blood- is it Blood
Blood
Angel?
Eagle.
Blood Eagle. Yeah.
Yeah, that. No, this was straight torture. This wasn't a way to kill the person. This
So was a Blood Eagle.
was it?
Yeah, they pulled your lungs out your back, and you're supposed while you're alive, and you're supposed to sit there and not scream, because if you scream, you won't enter Valhalla.
No.
They're gonna throw your lungs over your fucking
How are you
shoulders.
supposed to scream if your lungs are fucking out of you?
Yeah, well, when they're your
'Cause
your lungs don't come out until they've
that's-
cut your back
Well,
open.
that's true. Yeah, you do got a little bit of time for them to get to those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, the one I was talking about, like I don't know what movie it was. I thought it was in Braveheart, but they literally have the person like laying on a table. I guess
They
you
do
could say,
stretch them at the end. At the end of the movie, they stretch them out.
with the horses.
They don't tear them apart, but yeah,
That's the general idea of it, though, is that you basically there's a horse attached to each limb, and they fucking whip the horses, and the horses take off running in separate directions, and it fucking.
no. And
pulled you
Braveheart,
apart.
it happened slowly with tension that increased, over time, and that's not how they actually killed him at the end. They actually,
Yeah, no, they ended up cutting him open. So they did that beforehand.
Yeah,
then,
it was
right.
just part of this torture.
Okay, then it was there. Then I saw it.
But you're right though. They did use it back in the day in the ways that like where you get the slack in the rope, and then you do the whole the demonstration of turbo lag on their four limbs.
Yeah.
I always like that little meme. Have you ever seen it? Where it's
Yeah,
like
where it shows
the little boy sitting in the rider
Red wagon.
red wagon, and
He's
there's
got
a
a
horse with a whole bunch
slingshot.
of rope.
and then he's fucking whipping it with a stick. Yeah, it's fucking turbo lag and boost.
You
About to find out what the fuck you did.
Yeah. So, do you see? I know you like this one a lot. We could probably make this a short little clip here. I don't know if we're done with the whole Mark, whatever his name is.
Daryl. Yeah, no, I mean,
Brittany Griner. She tried to appeal her sentence.
oh my.
Yeah. Yeah.
On what grounds? Didn't she plead guilty?
I don't know. Did she?
I think she did. And so, okay, what are you gonna appeal your sentence, but not your conviction? Like, oh yeah, no, I'm guilty of this crime, but I don't like the punishment you guys gave me.
Well, whatever it was, I saw this little article, a snippet. I read the headline, but basically it was that she apparently was trying to appeal her sentence, trying to get out of it and whatever. And the Russian government was like, no, guilty.
Yeah, this isn't.
I swear, man, this week it's just been guilty.
Look, I want to make it clear. I think that the reason that she went to prison is bullshit.
Oh, it's stupid.
The thing that's illegal that she was convicted of is stupid for that thing to be illegal.
Yes.
But it's stupid of you to think that you can go into a fucking foreign country, especially one like Russia, doing something that's illegal in Russia and get away with it and just be like, you're going to explain it away the same way you would if you were in California or Colorado. Fucking dude, come on now. This is.
I think I saw something where people were trying to liken it to her being basically like a prisoner of war. But the only reason why they're holding her over there in prison and not giving her any slack is because of the war in Ukraine and the fact that we're fucking supporting Ukraine and blah, 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 blah. And Yeah, and that's it. So they're
Maybe,
hanging on to
but
her
guess
as
what?
as a
It wouldn't
punishment to
have
us.
happened if she hadn't have tried to take a banned substance.
Oh yeah, no,
into
it's
a
not like they
fucking-
fucking set her up for it and have her hostage or anything. It's like you broke the law, fucking stay in prison. I'm sure if your sentence is over, they're gonna let you go.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure it sucks. It's fucking, like I said, I wish that wasn't illegal anywhere, but it is, and so fucking like that's why I don't really want to leave America. I know the laws here more or less, and I'm comfortable with living within the bounds of most of those laws, and
living here, yeah, but I do want to go visit other places.
I'm fucking makes me nervous going to places where laws are dealt with in those kinds of ways.
I don't know.
I mean,
it-
honestly, you all can hold off for a couple of days and not doing anything. I mean,
Yeah,
not that hard.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going somewhere
if
for
you're
a week
that,
or two,
if you're that worried about it, is all I'm saying.
If all you're talking about is bringing
and
marijuana,
fucking
yeah,
do your research.
They're-
Do your fucking research. If you're planning on going somewhere, look into it, see what their laws are about, and fucking okay, well shit, I can't take pot over here. Okay, fuck it. Looks like I get to
Yep.
not do that while I'm over there,
Yep.
or don't go there and find somewhere where it's cool.
Not
Okay.
that, but most of
So
most
you
of
go
the
to
time-
a foreign country where you don't speak the language, you've done your research, and you still get accused of doing something that is illegal, and you didn't know it was illegal, and you think, "Fuck, maybe I did do that." How you don't have guarantees.
What are you doing though that would be potentially illegal that you wouldn't realize was illegal?
Oh, maybe you met a young
Getting a
lady.
hooker?
Maybe you met a young lady and went and took her to your room and had a fun night with her.
Oh
and
shit!
she-
The fucking legal age here is 25. Shit! She told me she was 18. I thought I was all right.
to stand here like a pitcher.
Or she told, or she told me that she was wanted
don't-
it
they
and
don't
gave
like turds here.
consent, and now she's saying I raped her.
I mean, honestly, I got the old lady, so I'm not worried about it.
I was gonna say I don't think
You
I
guys
would-
think in these
yeah.
narrow ass fucking it only happens this way. Oh, we can avoid these problems by
Well, that's the thing is when you go on vacation, you know if you're one. So if you're wanting to go fuck a little Thai girl, I mean, go to fucking Thailand where it's fucking legal to do and fucking do it there. Don't go to the fucking
Right.
Bahamas and get you a prostitute. I
Right.
mean, plan
No.
ahead on where you're going and know what you want to do.
When did I say anything about a prostitute? I said you take a girl back to your room, you sleep with her, and then the next day she says you raped her.
Well, I mean, now that's the whole thing about it too. Is I'd have my reservations about somebody that just met me and I'm from another country and fucking wants to go fucking share a bed the first night that we meet. And,
She likes foreigners.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, dude, when I'm going out and going places like that, I want to go see the scenery.
I'm just saying you can't predict what's going to happen. You can't. We
And-
know that there's
and, you know,
corrupt places out there
Mm.
where you'll get accused of a crime when you haven't done anything.
Yeah, there could be.
There
No,
are.
I mean,
It's a known fucking
no,
fact.
no. I'm just saying. I mean, like it can happen, but I don't.
It's not hard to stay out of trouble, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to stay out of trouble than it is to try and get into trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're both. I don't know, man. That's trying to get into trouble is pretty easy.
Or I should say it's easier to stay out of trouble, like actively try and stay out of trouble, than it is to accidentally get in trouble.
yeah.
Like, yeah, you're more likely to not have a fucking problem. If
You're
if you
more
do what
likely
you
to
need
be
do.
able to not have a problem in a place
But shit,
where you're
you drive down the
familiar with
road
the
and
laws that you've
You
been.
you drive down the road and some jackass could fucking come down the road the wrong way head on and fucking hit you and kill you. And that can happen here in the United States. It's happened on our fucking highways. So
I definitely don't want that happening in a third world country, though. I mean,
no, you don't. But what my point would be is that regardless, like you're saying that, well, it can happen. Well, yeah, it can happen. There's always going to be that variable, no matter what you're talking about. You can be the safest driver in the world, and somebody can fucking T-bone you going through a light and blindsiding you.
You remember the-
or for fucking, you want to go even further out of that, you can be the safest driver in the world, and a fucking plane could have a crash landing and land on top of your car and fucking kill
did
you.
you see the helicopter that crash landed
one
the
that
other
crashed-
day?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Imagine you're out mowing your fucking lawn. You're not even driving a car. You're fucking mowing your lawn, and all of a sudden a
Son,
helicopter
A
lands on
piece,
your
a
head.
piece of shade hits you, and you look up, and wham!
you got a fucking helicopter on you.
I don't know how this went from talking about laws in other countries to ways that you can die, But my point,
We're
like,
just saying
think about the guy. Think about the guy. You probably don't remember,
I think the biggest.
hold on, man. There's a fucking North Korea. The fucking kid from America went over there as a tourist, and
in North Korea.
Yeah.
North Korea.
Pretty sure. Maybe he wasn't American though. I don't know. Fucking it was in North Korea. He went with a group of people as that's right. Yeah. I think he was American but posed as a fucking Canadian or European or something.
Well,
But
there you go. He fucked up.
No, dude, you haven't heard the fucking beginning of the story. He was accused of the in the hotel. There's a video of somebody taking a sign or a poster or something off the wall. They accused him of doing it, and fucking he ended up coming back home fucking brain dead. That like whatever they did to him, they didn't tell his family. Fucking I think the president got involved. Finally got this guy home, and then when he gets home, he's a fucking vegetable basically, and dies, a fucked up death. And the fucking he's saying he's innocent the whole time. They got him when he's getting ready to board the fucking plane, and they grabbed him to come home. They grabbed him and fucking pointed machine guns at the rest of the group and was like, "You're not helping him. He's going with us." And he went with them. And fucking the whole rest of his group is like saying, look, at the time and fucking day and shit that this video's got him taking this fucking poster off the wall, he's with us in another fucking part of town doing tourist shit, and your video it's not him. And you can't, I've seen the video, you can't fucking tell who it is. It's somebody, you can tell it's a guy with short hair. That's all you can fucking tell. So this kid, I tend to believe his fucking, like, what's his motivation? What's the reason to do this shit in a fucking place where you ought to know better? And like I say, he didn't have any support there. He didn't have a fucking lawyer. It's like, oh, you read this statement and we'll let you go home. Okay, I'll read the statement. And it's like, okay, by reading that statement, you just admitted guilt, and now you're fucking going to prison forever. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it. You can't file an appeal. You can't fucking, you know what I mean?
Well, there's one thing you could do about it.
What?
Not go to North fucking Korea.
What the fuck did I start out by saying that I don't want to leave America and go to a place like that that's got fucked up laws that get imposed?
I'm not talking about
in those kind of ways.
I'm not talking about going to visit North Korea either. I don't want to go visit
Russia,
North Korea or fucking Russia or China.
Africa.
No, I want to go to like fucking Scotland. I want to go visit Australia. I want to go see fucking.
Those aren't the places
Western
I'm
Europe.
fucking talking about. I'm talking about the fucking places where you have to worry about just walking down the street and getting a fucking gallon of milk. And
who wants to visit those fucking places?
Apparently, a lot of people.
Okay. Well, they're stupid.
I agree with that.
Well, you know how many people I've heard of getting wrongfully accused and then getting out of prison 20, 30 years fucking later?
Shit, there's one that just came up not too long ago.
All the time.
Yeah, it happens here too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happens here all the fucking time. So, I mean, if you're going to be worried,
the system, the legal system here is set up in a way that we have a lot of protection. Most people, most American citizens are more or less familiar with the system, and a lot of systems out there is as fucked up as ours is, and as many flaws as it has. A lot of the systems out there that you're going to see are fucking 10 times worse.
Well, bottom line is, though, you can't be scared to go to other places.
Yeah, and
second of all, if you manner yourself in the right ways, it's going to be known whether it's you or not. But if you're inevitably scared of this could happen to me, then yeah, stay under a rock and don't go out.
Well, and that's
I'll stay under my rock instead of going to fucking Russia or North Korea or fucking any place.
And therein lies my point. It's like you're using examples of places that I don't want to visit those places.
I'm using examples of places I'll stay the fuck away from.
Right, but now try to say the same thing. It's like, do you have that same logic against fucking Switzerland? You have that same logic against
I want
Iceland?
to fucking live in Switzerland. I want to be in Switzerland.
You just said you don't want to leave the U.S.
I want to leave the U.S. permanently and go to Switzerland. Completely different fucking atmosphere.
But that's the point he's making.
You can't compare Switzerland to fucking any place else.
Sure, you can.
They're
You can compare
fucking-
it to anywhere. I mean, it
I
might
mean-
look better than the other place, but
I
you
mean-
can compare it to whatever the fuck you want
I
to compare it
mean,
to. You can compare it to the moon.
there are
but-
no other locations out there that are fucking close to being like Switzerland.
Maybe not, but it still enlives my point. You originally said that you don't want to leave the U.S. You'd rather stay
To
here
go-
and not go fucking anywhere. And
No, I didn't
said-
say anywhere.
yeah.
All right, we'll have to go back and listen to the audio and see if I said anywhere. I said I don't want to leave the U.S. and
Staying, yes, don't want to leave the U.S. kind of insinuates that you don't want to go anywhere.
It's the fucking first few
That's like
words
saying,
of a sentence.
I don't want
the
to leave my
sentence
house.
hasn't been completed. Like fucking, there's no clouds
You
in the
didn't say
sky
but.
except for that one right there.
You didn't
Well,
say but. You didn't say I don't want to go. I don't want to leave
said
the United
and.
States, but
I said
I will go too. Or
I don't want to leave the United States and go to a place that's laws are written fucked up
I don't know if that's how it started, because we both pretty much quickly agreed that neither one of us would want to go to a place fucked up like North Korea or Russia or China or any of those. So I don't know. We might have to review the footage on this one.
All most of the places that I would want to go are
You know what? You wouldn't want to visit Amsterdam?
No.
Fuck that place,
maybe.
I'd hate to burn some time there.
right? Fucking assholes.
I don't really
Damn.
think there's much I could do in Amsterdam that I can't do here in America.
There isn't, but it'd still be a cool place to go.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
check out the
more-
scenery.
There's a lot
and-
more you could do there.
Like what?
I don't know, dude. It's got. I gotta
See
admit, the U.S. has
see
gotten
Amsterdam.
pretty fucking lenient when it comes to the shit that you could technically do in Amsterdam that you can't do here in the U.S.
You can't
I
be
mean,
in Amsterdam.
You
man.
can fucking.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's one.
Well, and that's what I was. That's kind of where I was gonna go with it. Is the fact that you're still not in Amsterdam, which is, it's like the scenery. It's just like, yeah, you can.
And I'll give you that. Well, fuck, we could mark that off for a lot of the places that I don't want to go. I mean, we could mark that off for any place. Yeah, in theory, yeah, I'd love to go see these places. But knowing how the fuck it goes once you're there, nah, I'll chill.
No,
fucking-
I
okay,
got
so-
no argument on that.
Guy that I worked with, I worked at a place that used to work at a place that builds machines that are used in the mining industry, big mines all over the fucking world. And one of the guys that I worked with had to go to Africa to service a fucking mine, service a piece of equipment. But
He had to go to Africa to service it.
yes,
Okay.
they were staying in a country different than the country they were working in, and so they had to cross, the borders.
Yeah.
And fucking you get checked in and checked out, and fucking it sounds very official and everything, except it's a little fucking 12-year-old kid with an AK-47
I was
and
gonna
a fucking
say,
grass
a fucking
hut
grass
with a clip-
hut.
with a fucking clipboard. So anyway, they go to fucking check out, and there's nobody at the fucking hut. And so they're like, well, what do we do? We just fucking keep on going, right? So they fucking get
you
to
better
where
not. You better stay there and wait for him to get back from this
Dude.
fucking shit.
they get to where they're supposed to check in, and you can't check in. You haven't checked out.
You didn't check out with fucking Makalak.
So fucking, it was sketchy as fuck. Anyway, fucking telling me these stories, dude. They ended up having to bribe somebody with fucking personal cash so it was two guys actually. Fucking the one that was telling me the story didn't fucking really bring any cash, but the guy that he was with had a few grand and fucking ended up having to bribe their fucking way out of it, and then the company replaced his money when they got.
Yeah, that's the fucking universal passport right there.
Yeah,
Over there, anyways. you
Yeah,
know.
well, what if you ain't got the universal passport?
You might be.
Then you ain't going nowhere.
You gotta walk back to that other grass hut,
Yeah.
and now the sun's going down, and you're in fucking who knows where in Africa. Yeah, I see hearing. Oh, okay, so he goes to another one in fucking China. The mine goes on strike. They're supposed to be feeding him, and fucking
and they're like, fuck you, we ain't doing shit.
all the workers went home. He was eating like a bowl of rice a day for a week.
I know this is going to jump subject totally, but you guys have heard about all these stupid fucking protesters, right? That have been doing dumb shit. Like, there was the ones, some of them are, they're throwing shit on paintings. And then there's other ones that have been like going to car shows and fucking up like Ferraris or
I've
doing
not
all
heard
this
of
other
this.
shit. You haven't heard of any of that? Yeah, there's just some, and they're supposed to be environmentalists. that and they're protesting for whatever reason, destroying artwork is somehow,
I know. I don't understand
showing-
half the protests that people do.
Me
that, like,
neither.
what are you accomplishing with this? But anyway.
So anyway, there's this apparently some of these activists went to a Volkswagen dealership, if I'm not mistaken. It was I think it was the dealership, and glued themselves to the floor in protest.
That's smart.
Yeah. You know how the
I'm gonna punch myself in the face to protest.
you know how the employees responded to it? When
Well-
their shift was over and it was time to shut down, they fucking shut off the lights, shut off the air, and
Well,
went home, locked the doors, and fucking have a good night, guys.
pretty good answer. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta admit that's what I would do.
I think I'd leave it closed for a couple days at that.
Oh, well, they were already complaining because they had requested a means to go to the bathroom. Some of them had to take a shit, I guess. And I don't know if they were wanting boxes of shit in, or if they were how they
What
were wanting to
position did they
achieve
glue
this.
themselves down in?
Right,
What are
yeah.
you fucking doggy style? What are you gonna do?
Give you, I don't know how they were supposed to achieve this fucking feat, but anyways, yeah, Volkswagen's like, fuck no, we're not gonna give you a fucking box or give you anything that's taking shit.
Should've thought about
In
that.
fact,
before
yeah,
you
you
glued
should've
yourself
You
to
thought
shit
about
on my
it.
floor, I'm gonna fucking file charges.
But yeah, so that was good on Volkswagen.
Freaking turn the
Hell yeah.
heater up to like 110.
Or down. Fucking.
No, yeah, that's what
put
I'm saying. Just
55.
fucking shut it off. Fuck, we're going into winter, dude. Turn that heater off.
I don't know, man.
Crank-
I think I'd want to heat them out.
Crank the AC up.
Watching how you guys sweat in my cars when I'm driving. I mean, just saying.
That's where you got a thyroid.
I know,
problem
well,
or
what if
something,
they're
man.
like
Fucking
you and
got
they're like,
zero
oh, it's
fucking regulation
nice
of
and
temperature.
cozy in here now.
The only,
For folks that don't know, Kenny fucking barely stops wearing 2 pair of pants in fucking late June.
It's already started.
Oh,
Sweatpants and
what's-
pants.
this is the fucking hilarious part about it, though. We go into winter, and this guy will have on 2 pairs of sweats, a pair of pants, fucking 3 sweaters, and I'm not exaggerating here, fucking 2 pairs of socks, a hat, and we get in the car or something to go
with a beanie
somewhere.
over
Turns
the
the
hat.
heater on.
And this motherfucker's got the heater going full blast. It's hot as it can get in this thing, no matter what. We got the window cracked so we can smoke a cigarette. But then you come around to summertime, and he has the AC as cold as it can fucking go, like trying to freeze you out of the car. Like, we'll be sitting here
Bro,
in this
come on.
little...
Fresno gets hot, man.
Okay, but still, you would think somebody that like loves to be so fucking hot during the winter would maybe be like, "Oh, it's summertime. This is my time." All right, yeah, I like the heat. Fuck no, it gets hot.
Well, fucking
If
look at
it's-
his
if it's
dad too, man.
outside
You go
of-
see his dad, and he's got fucking mucklucks on and a fucking goddamn looks like a lumberjack ready to go fucking to the Yukon.
Fucking Grizzly Adams. Or some
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Fucking.
I don't even use the AC when I'm by myself, but AC's for you guys.
I
well,
can
we
give 2
appreciate
shits
it.
about that. I am very tolerant of the heat. I don't. The
Nah,
heat
I-
don't bother
The
me.
Honda, if nobody's riding with me, it never comes on.
Yeah.
The fucking.
Well, now I can't say that in a car. No, in my car, I have AC. I'm gonna use that shit. But
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
If somebody's riding with me, yeah, I'll turn it on for them.
well, you smoke too, though, so that. makes
yeah,
a
ride with the
difference.
windows down. Yeah,
All right.
I've had a lot of vehicles with no AC, and so I've gotten.
I
well, I
miss
don't
the
was-
day of the wind wings.
The older I get, the more I appreciate things like heated seats and air
Fuck a heated
conditioning.
seat. I don't like heated seats.
Heated seats are the best, dude.
And it don't get cold enough around here for me to want heated seats.
Bullshit. Bullshit, dude.
I was fucking. Oh, maybe no. I don't know if it was your 4Runner or Nick's Cadillac. I was sitting in and I'm like fucking. Well, I'm fucking cooking here. Looking
Yeah.
for buttons. I'm like, this thing's fucking cooking me.
Yeah.
The newer Fords got cooled and heated
Oh yeah, yeah. They're
seats.
doing the cooling and the heating in the seat.
The
Yeah,
fucking-
that shit's fucking badass.
that cooling.
They even do it on the steering wheels.
Yeah.
They have cooling on the steering wheels. It's like
What I don't get is they got it like that, but how come they don't have it in the cup holders to keep your cups cold?
no, I think I've seen that too. What they'll do is basically vent the AC to the cup holder. And so the general idea is during the summer you're going to be having something cold, and during the winter you're going to be having something warm. So your hot air goes in there during the winter, and cold
Kinda
air.
cool.
Yeah, Shit, I used to do that at work when we were driving those little Toyotas. I'd take a Rockstar, and the way the fucking cup holder was set up, you could slide it out, and the drinks, it was kind of smart actually, but the drinks would sit right in front of the AC vent. And so I would just take and strap a fucking Rockstar up on top of that thing, tape it on there to where it's going across both vents. That motherfucker would stay cold all day behind that AC.
You gotta love a vehicle with a good AC. Get nice and cold.
Yeah.
Almost freeze you out if it's pointed straight on you for too long.
I like my air conditioning. How about old Elon Musk?
Baller.
Dude, that shit's great.
Baller doing baller stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking just come in and clean house and start firing motherfuckers. He came in there with a fucking cattle prod. Get out of my building, bitch. Fucking.
Did you hear about what he did actually right before the purchase went through?
No.
He went over to the headquarters, the Twitter headquarters, and he walked in with a fucking sink in his hands. And I think it said something about he had like a sign on it or a paper on it, and it said something about let the sink in.
Okay.
He is
clever.
different, you know?
He is definitely different, dude. He's a funny motherfucker.
He said all bans have been lifted.
Yeah, I don't know how far that's gone yet, but he's basically supposed to. Kanye West was hitting him up about that. That's something else we need to talk about. Fuck. But Kanye West put up something about, oh yeah, fucking Elon's on there and now I'm unbanned from Twitter. And Elon went on there and was like, yeah, no, you were unbanned before I took over, dude. So it had nothing to do with me, bro. Sorry. Hate to burst your bubble.
All right.
But fucking Ben Shapiro, he's calling out for a bunch of people to get unblocked, like Jordan Peterson and all these other guys.
What did Jordan Peterson get blocked for?
Saying stuff that people didn't like.
Yeah, a lot of people don't
Stuff
like a
that they
lot of
kinda
stuff that he
pencil.
says. But
I
never heard him say anything that was fucking, like blatantly untrue.
I
What am I trying
think
to say?
what got him in trouble most
Controversial.
was when he was doing the whole "I'm not going to acknowledge your pronoun" thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because he was one of those that was
Dave
like,
Chappelle did that.
"What's that?"
Dave Chappelle did that. He fucking dude, I love the way Dave Chappelle did it. And if you guys haven't heard the fucking story of his trans friend, you should definitely fucking hear that shit.
Oh yeah, no, they tried to cancel him over that shit.
Well, they tried to cancel him over him fucking saying that he supports, your freedom to be who you want to be, but I question how much I'm supposed to play into it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's like you cannot force somebody to accept your ideas. I mean,
Exactly.
that's just wrong. You just
Exactly.
can't do that. I'm sorry. Because what's the difference between somebody doing that and me saying, well, let's just say, I believe in the spaghetti monster in the sky. You need to believe in the spaghetti monster in the sky too, or else you're a fucking bigot. You're a fucking you're hating on me, and you're
It's
disrespecting
already
me because you don't believe in my belief.
Are
like-
hating on each other. It's imploding because the tolerant, they can't tolerate themselves. I'm. There's a lot of things in this world that we should not tolerate, and like I was
Well, it's just
saying,
like VW not giving a shit, those employees and VW backing it up. And I could be wrong as far as being dealership. It might have actually been one of their corporate headquarters or some shit. It was pretty wild. I'll look it up and find it. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
just that punishments need to be swift and severe, and that that doesn't sound like tolerance to me. You know what I mean? We don't want to live in this bubblegum world where all that matters is tolerance. Okay, so that means that somebody wants to come into your house and take your stuff. You gonna just tolerate it? No, come on now.
Oh, it's just like that shit that happened to Martha Stewart's Wine Village. That was hilarious.
I haven't heard anything about that.
No?
No.
I mean, we're kind of like starting to dip our toes into some political shit here, but it's still fucking funny with the irony of it, because Martha's Vineyard, something like that. Yeah, whatever it's called. It's this little, basically like a private community.
Oh yeah, that fucking
Uber
they
rich
ship
and
the fucking shipping the immigrants to.
Yeah, well, this one
Oh, okay, yeah.
politician from I
Okay.
think Texas was the one that did it. Rubio or somebody. I don't know, but
The governor of Texas and the governor of Florida both did it.
both of them did it. Okay. Yeah, it shipped off it was like 50 people. I
They
think
bus loads.
bus loads, but I think it was 2 buses and it was like 50 people in total, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But they were all of a sudden these people that were all for open borders and all for we need to let all these people in, all the migrants in. We need to help them and do this. We should be able to help them out.
Starting to have a different opinion.
As
once
soon
there
as those
was-
people showed up, well, we can't take these people in. We don't have the resources to do this. That's like, well, what happened here? You were so fucking gung ho about it, before. Why can't you?
Now you've
Why
changed your
can't?
mind.
Yeah. All
So,
of a sudden,
that's people don't think through their plan. I've run into this with a lot of people that I've talked politics with, and I won't talk those politics here, but I've just noticed that a lot of people will have an opinion, and then you start asking them that what their opinion is founded on, and they ask them well, how are we going to get from A to B, and they can't tell you the steps that they would want to take. They just have this vision of what they want things to be like, but everybody has a vision of what they want.
They call that utopian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do we take? What steps do we need to take to get from here to there? And people are largely guilty of not thinking that through, and just thinking that if you would just agree with me, then we could live in a utopia. And it's like, well, agreeing with you, you don't even have a plan.
Yeah.
So how can I agree with it?
Yeah. So, but try to steer back to this whole Elon Musk taking over Twitter. So I know you don't use Twitter a lot. I personally am not on it a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I dabble on it here and there. I don't know.
I'm not on Twitter.
I don't
I'm on
have Twitter.
TikTok. I'm on
Yeah,
TikTok. not
yeah,
Twitter.
no, Twitter is it's hard to explain. It's one of those that I don't know how it got as popular as it did, because to me it seems like it's a fucking clunky ass interface. It seems like it's hard to get to things to see the interactions. It's like it's real super easy to fucking be able to do a reply comment to something, but to be able to like see some of the interactions and kind of get some of the context of what's going on, it's such a fucking chore. It feels like to fucking get into that shit.
Yeah, you're looking at it from a more mature standpoint, where the people that got sucked into it, it was more about how quickly they were getting noticed. How I feel like my opinion is being read.
What I feel like it is people tend to not give a shit about the other person's comments.
Right.
They want to put their own comment
Right.
and have their voice heard. So it's like, well, fuck what everybody else
You're
says.
trying to get in there and read the conversation where nobody wants to hear the conversation.
Yeah,
I want to live in an echo chamber.
Yep.
You didn't say what I want to hear. Fuck you. I didn't even hear you. You don't exist. Canceled.
So now with Elon taking it over, he's supposedly going to take all these restrictions off of it, and it's going to be no longer. I don't know how far he's going to go with it, though. Like, is he just going to make it the Wild West again?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if he can do that.
I mean, I'm sure that he'll try to comply with any laws. You can't do hate speech. Can't
Right.
talk about planning terrorist activities. You can't be using it to set up your criminal enterprise.
Well, see, there's a weird little conundrum with that. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there is a difference between a platform and a publisher.
Okay.
It's
a Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of differences, but
which technically Twitter is supposed to be a platform.
yeah.
It is not a publisher. And by that rights, a platform isn't really beholden to the commenter, the person making the comment or making the tweet or post or whatever you want to call it, because they're just simply there to like, here's the platform. If people, put what you want on it. It's like a message board, literally.
Yeah.
Put what you want on there. Now, if people want to look at it and respond to it, it's there for them too. If they want to ignore it, they have all the right to ignore it. So with that in mind, they're not responsible. Like Twitter would not be responsible if hate speech got put up or whatever. They're not legally bound to anything.
But
Like,
I could still see him not wanting to fucking have it on his platform if it's
Right.
gonna bring it's certainly going to bring negativity in. So
Right.
Yeah.
So then they would essentially become a publisher.
By limiting what people can and cannot put.
Because they're editing the content.
Okay, so what's that mean or do? So they become a publisher. Then what?
Well, then they have then Twitter is responsible. They have to go by all those laws. They have to basically actively go through each and every post and make sure, or figure out an algorithm that makes sure that that stuff doesn't get posted. And so then they have to figure out where's the line. And that's, I think, where Twitter got in trouble to begin with. Is where is the line at? Where does it become too much?
Look up case law.
What's that?
Case law. You look up, trials that have already been had and decisions that were made. And
how do you put that case law into an algorithm that's searching Twitter, that's searching,
the same way you put
3 or 4
into
sentences
an algorithm
and trying to figure out if that's something hate speech or not? How do you put the context of what you're saying? Because and then that's another thing too. Like Ari Shaffir is a good example. He got booted off of Twitter because he made quote unquote threats to, I think it was Bert Kreischer. Like he was gonna like break into his house and murder his family or something like that. But it was a fucking joke because Bert Kreischer was holding hostage some records that Ari Shaffir had that were super valuable to him, and they were going back and forth. And so he's like, it's just normal people back and forth banner, like, dude, I'm gonna fucking, you keep on my records, I'm gonna break into your house, fucking murder your family, motherfucker. Give me my records back.
Okay.
And
they didn't go pursue him with legal charges.
No, but
They
he
just kicked him off the
got knocked the
platform.
fuck off. He got knocked the fuck off, and basically they had to go through a bunch of shit in order for him to get back on.
Well, he was on a platform that he doesn't own, he doesn't run.
Jordan Peterson, he didn't. We were just talking about that. What did he say that was so fucking bad that got him banned off of there? That got him booted. What was so controversial?
I'm not agreeing that he should have been banned. But it's up to the owner of that platform to make those decisions. When you're in somebody else's house, you go by their rules.
Yeah.
So, if fucking you come on my website and I say that in my world, the sky is fucking purple, then in my world, the sky is purple. Fucking, you don't want to agree with me? The earth is flat. I'm a flat earther. Nope, you got to agree with me or fucking you don't exist.
Well, no, and I agree with you on all that. My question, though, that it keeps coming back to is, where is the line in it? Where do you put that line at as far as what can be said and what can't be said?
The publisher decides. The platform decides.
And Elon, it's. I'm not asking you directly. I'm just saying, like, a hypothetical question. That, like, Elon wants to make Twitter free again. Like he said, he wants to make it open to where anybody can be on there and anybody has a voice and it's like all equal. Okay, but do you want to allow hate speech? Do you want to allow people on there that are doing anti-Semitic shit? Like, let's just say, like, what Kanye got in trouble for.
I would doubt it.
Or Ye, sorry. What Ye got in trouble for. Where do you say enough is enough? You can't say that.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, I think you go until you find a problem, then you adjust it.
It's going to be weird. I'm kind of curious to see how he handled it.
I think it's going to be a lot more free than it was.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely going to open up. Yeah, for sure. But I'm curious to see where he goes with it and how he handled it and what it leads to Twitter becoming.
Can't wait to see Trump's first tweet. I'm back, bitches.
Was he actually? He was banned off of there, huh?
I think he was banned off every platform.
Man, so yeah, if Trump comes back, that should be interesting.
Be like the Kool-Aid man kicking through the wall.
Dude, he was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
As much as you would want to hate on the guy, if you hated the way he ran the country, if you hated his policies, if you hated him as a person, you cannot deny the fact that he had some funny ass fucking tweets.
Oh yeah.
He would say some funny ass shit, even in the debates and shit. He was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, I enjoyed him more in the debates. Like his tweets, I found him more controversial than anything, but he did have some quick comebacks in the debates.
Yeah, fucking just great. Yeah,
compared to
good
Biden?
Entertainment.
I love it, especially with the one with Hillary when she said something about, if him being president, whatever, and he says you'd be in jail. I was like, that was so quick, so smooth.
Did you ever see the thing, the mashup they made? And it was the debate between Hillary and Trump.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the song, the time of your life or whatever. I had the time of my life.
No, I don't think I've seen that
You
one,
haven't
but I've
seen
seen the one
Oh, that
where,
shit's fucking hilarious, dude.
shit, now I can't even remember the name of the song. It's just Trump, and they did another song. Fuck, man, popular. Obviously, I'm not a top 40 guy, you guys, but it's a song that I'll be able to look up fairly easily after this podcast. But fucking just chopping up his words and using even sometimes just
short little clips
part
of,
of
him
a
saying
word.
words,
Yeah,
making up a
yeah,
song.
no. This was actual, like, they laid the song over the clips.
Okay.
And the way that they cut the clips, it was as if Trump
like they were
and
dancing?
Hillary were doing the duet, like they were singing the duet together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
No, I think I've seen that one.
If we want to keep dabbling in this little bit of political shit without being political, here's another one that's pretty fucked up. Did you see anything about that? I think it's a Senate race over back east. Wish I could remember what state. But this guy, he was the Democratic candidate.
Democratic.
He just had a stroke, like in the fucking hospital, kind of shit. And I want to say less than a week after getting out of the hospital, they had him up doing a fucking debate.
Oh, wow.
And he was clearly still compromised.
Damn.
Is his name Joe Biden?
It's sad is he was almost to that level.
It's pretty sad when you even got to compare it to a level like that.
But that's what I'm saying. The sad part is that I said he's almost to that level. And the fact that somebody's running our fucking country is that bad. It's just, yeah. Whatever you want to say about it, that dude's too goddamn old to be a president.
Old isn't the right word. I've seen a lot of older people, older than him, with their wits still about him. I think he's senile. I think he's mentally compromised. And
John Fetterman, that's the guy.
John Fetterman. Doesn't ring a bell.
Pennsylvania Senate candidate.
Yeah, somebody should have fucking known better than to set that up.
Oh, dude, it's wild. He actually, like, the opening question, he answers it by, like, thank you, good night, or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then proceeds to start to kind of answer the question. But, you could tell he was clearly having problems, and he was still suffering some effects of the stroke. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Let this man heal. He should be at home resting, not sitting up on a fucking stage trying to do a debate with Dr. Oz. It was his candidate. Dr. Oz is his opponent.
All I'm thinking of is like Weekend at Bernie's.
Right?
I'm telling you, it's something like that. But yeah, no, Dr. Oz is going to be the Republican senator of that state.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I can only imagine what other countries think when they look over here.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, look, here's the thing. America is so big and so populated that makes it so much different than any other country. Australia is about the same size as America, and it's got the population of some of our smaller states.
Yeah.
Okay, so when
And they used to be criminals.
right, and similar to America, Australia, all the people live on the fucking coastline.
Yeah, but wasn't it the whole deal of Australia is where I think it was Europe sent their
prisoners
and basically banished them to the fucking island because it was so shitty.
Basically, yeah, they're oversimplified and a little bit confused, but yeah. But anyway,
Tell me. Let's talk about
Stop.
I'll have to do some research on it before. But what we have in America, we're supposed to we are one country. But if you travel around in America and see the different cultures in the different states, it's almost like you're going from country to country. Which if in Europe, that's kind of how it is. Finland, England, fucking Germany, Spain. These countries are about the same size as our states.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how similar our country is set up to a kingdom, more or less.
How so?
How so?
Yeah.
Well, you think about it. We have the federal, right?
Okay.
Which is the king's court. And then you have the state levels, which are all of the smaller
Yeah, but-
lords, the regions, the lords, and they all end up
They don't follow bloodlines.
really
Really?
not maybe to a T, but
Okay.
you look at
Who's
you look at all the major power in
who's
this
been the
country.
royalty in England? The same family for fucking hundreds of years.
And I argue, who has been in power in the United States for the last 200 years, basically? The same fucking families. It's been like the same 5 families that have been in control for like the last fucking, since we started.
Well, you're talking about Illuminati shit.
No, I mean, it's stuff you can trace back. I mean, the Rockefellers.
Yeah, Illuminati.
Well, I get to the Illuminati, but I'm not talking conspiracy-wise.
No, I
But
mean,
you look at it, and it's
yeah,
like those,
people know it's, proven facts, but they don't. Most of them are powerful, but they're not in political positions. They're powerful because they're rich, and people want their money. But it's not like
they're influential.
When you say
They're the ones that are
kingdom-
actually controlling what's going on.
When you say a kingdom, that rich motherfucker is also the one in political power and fucking cannot be challenged.
No, and still, I didn't say it was exact. I did say it was similar. So there are some differences, but if you look at the structure is pretty fucking similar.
Well, you got to have
Yeah.
something.
It's a top-down situation.
You got to have some structure. You got to have some fucking hard and fast rules. You got to have some fucking, you know what I mean? Otherwise, look at the places that don't have structure and they're not able to prosper. It's an important thing.
No, it is, and that's part of the problem we have right now.
Yeah.
It's the very lack of structure.
Yeah. A lot of the things, people want to get out of the norm and break up the cycle, and it's like, some of those cycles have a lot of benefits where if you break it up, you lose those benefits, and it's like it wasn't so obvious in the beginning.
You know what I kind of see it as?
What's that?
As far as our country as a whole, right now, the people that are, I guess you could say, making the most noise and being the most influential and steering our country in the direction that it's going, that we tend to agree is not necessarily the best direction in the world, but that's another discussion. The way I see it is they are basically the children of overly strict parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And those overly strict parents were the ones that basically had to work their ass off for everything that they got.
Well, what? So the cycle go that hard times create tough men create good times create soft men,
weak men create hard times. Yeah.
Hard times.
Yeah,
a little cycle.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and it's the same way if you look at it with parenting, though. I think the part of the biggest problem we have right now with these fucking things that are going on are these kids that basically the parents were like, man, I had all these rules when I was growing up, and it sucks, and I'm not going to have my kid grow up like that. And so they let their kids basically do whatever the fuck they wanted to do.
Whatever it was that bothered that parent growing up. I'm not going to do that to my kid.
There was no discipline involved. It's like,
think about all these other things that are not so, aggressively fucking picking on your brain because they're not something that you grew up with. But now pay attention to all those things. Give your fucking child a happy, healthy fucking life instead of just, no, I'm not. I'm going to make sure they're not forced to eat broccoli because I was forced to eat broccoli.
Yeah. Well, we'll see here. Maybe, hopefully we're not alive for it, but never know. Our country might be having China forcing us to eat our broccoli.
No, well, I got my guns.
I don't foresee that, but
I'll throw up all over that plate, motherfucker. So, man, well, hey, we've been going over an hour here. So.
Wait. There's something I want to talk about here.
Oh, shit. Coming in late here. Look at Kenny's
waiting.
firing.
I've been waiting.
Kenny's like a diesel.
I was wondering. I was like, Kenny's all quiet over here. Is he fucking playing a game?
He's like a diesel engine. You hear him fucking start clanking every once in a while, and he starts firing up, and then eventually he warms up. And then
sitting over here waiting for you guys to get discussing whatever you're discussing.
We appreciate it.
So, have you heard anything about this? I'm gonna play a audio clip.
Oh shit, we're gonna see how this goes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Get us
happening at the Euphrates River?
What's going on there?
Okay, so the Euphrates River is actually located in the Middle East, and it's considered one of the longest rivers in the world, but it's actually drying up. Like, it's almost completely dry. But where the river's drying up, they're actually finding caves and different structures that have been under the river this entire time. But it's actually really scary that they're finding this.
I don't get what's so scary about that.
So what's crazy is the drying up of the Euphrates River is actually written in the Bible. And in the book of Revelations, chapter 9:14 through 9:15, it says, release the 4 angels bound to the great river Euphrates. And then it says the angels were released to kill 1/3 of all mankind.
So what you're saying is when the river dries up, it's basically the end of the world.
Yeah, and just to put that number in perspective, 1/3 of the world is 2.6 billion people. And it's just super weird that they're finding all these caves under the Euphrates River. You know all this scary.
So have you heard anything about this?
No. One thing I can say, that guy used actually way too fucking much.
So there's been these videos popping up from people trying to go look in these caves and stuff.
They die?
No.
Oh.
They're hearing shit.
Well, it
Check.
said that he's supposed to kill people.
Check this out.
Sounds like Bigfoot. Maybe it's Bigfoot's aquatic brother. They could have somebody in the cave down there making fucking moaning sounds, jerking off, doing something.
So they could. You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But there's more than like 50 or 60 videos from different people coming up with the same exact noise.
Yeah, oh, you never heard of a TikTok challenge?
Yeah, I have. But how rare, how odd, because it's not the same exact audio on it. It sounds really similar.
Coming from a biblically significant place that's recently drying up and showing signs of ancient civilization.
Yeah, but it said something in the story, though, that when the caves were revealed, these angels of death, I would presume,
What they're
coming
saying
out and going to kill 2.3 billion people. So where the fuck? I mean, I ain't seen that many people die right now.
Well, the 4 angels aren't what it's saying is the 4 angels that are coming out come in different fathoms, kind of like the Disney movie where the 4 ghosts, the 4 ghosts before Christmas, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Ghosts,
Future, present, and past, or
Yeah,
something.
well, it's coming in fathoms like that. So the first one's like a plague. Second one's a fathom. I can't remember what the third one is, but the fourth one's the one in the river.
Even then, if they're talking about 2.3, 1/3 of the population total, okay, so you killed 2.3 billion people over the course of 1,000 years.
1,000?
I don't know. You said it was spread out, and there was like 3 things that happened, right?
There's four different angels. I don't remember what each one is.
So, well, what number is this guy? The
fourth.
Are you talking
This
about,
is the last one?
Yeah,
Are you talking about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
yeah.
It's war, plague, pestilence. I'll have to look up.
And I'm saying, okay, well, war. We've had some fucked up wars, and we've taken out a lot of fucking people. But it didn't kill society. Plague, we've had plenty of fucking plagues, and it took out a lot of fucking people. It didn't kill society. I don't know what this other one, the other 2. What were the other 2?
I'm looking it up right now.
Well, the last one's something to do with the river drying up. That's the one that comes out and kills everyone. That's the last one.
Oh, he's supposed to be the one that takes everybody out. What's the other 2?
the
Just
one-
priming us, or
Yeah,
what?
I mean, they're thinning the herd.
They want their fucking share.
Thinning of the herd. I mean, look how bad coronavirus hit the world.
Antichrist is the 4th one.
Yeah, I don't know about the Rona. We can go a lot of different ways.
We
on that
could
one.
definitely could.
I don't think that was quite as bad as people will try to put it off to be. I'll just put it that way.
I don't think it was either, but it still killed people.
So does drinking water.
I get what you're saying, but you can't deny it didn't kill anybody.
No, I'm not denying it didn't kill anybody, but I don't think it was like earth-shattering numbers. I don't think it put a dent in the population. Or
Well, I don't think that it was
I
meant.
don't think it was
I
any.
don't think it was meant to put a dent in the population.
I don't think it was any worse than any other fucking potentially deadly disease out there. You know,
Pestilence,
honestly,
war, famine, and death.
What is it?
Pestilence, war, famine, and death. It has a lot to do
What-
with numbers. If you
what is-
believe, like
what is,
as the Book of Revelations tells it, it has a lot to do with numbers. How many will die between a period of time, 2 periods of time, and other signs that are supposed to take place. But the Bible also says that nobody will know the time or the date of the end days. So anybody that's going to try to predict it, if you believe the Bible, you're going to be wrong. But if you think about, okay, so a lot of the signs about ancient human activity on Earth are hard to interpret. We know that great things have been done, and we're not sure how they were done. There's knowledge that was lost, and so it seems very likely that we had a reset in our ability to pass on knowledge, that we could do amazing things, and then something happened.
All of a sudden, we can't.
We weren't able to do amazing things for a while, and so it seems likely that a cause for that could be a war, a massive war, possibly apocalyptic war, possibly a nuclear war. It takes
An experiment.
no, I mean, two sides that hate each other and have so much war that they kill enough of the people to where the knowledge is lost and we can't pass it down anymore. We got to learn it again the hard way.
Maybe.
And
I mean that's a kind of a stretch of one. What I would see it being more of, which I kind of think too, like with the Egyptian shit, is there was a more advanced race that was either here or came here and was like, this spot's pretty interesting. Let's try this out. And threw some shit down and was like, go at it, figure it out. Took off and, or maybe they came in and like helped it along for a while, got it going, and then was like, all right, well, we're out of here. We'll be back later. Yeah.
Oh, and then when they left, they were like, fuck, we can't keep doing. They were holding our hands too much. We don't know how to do it ourselves when they're gone.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's a gap in knowledge. So is that what you're saying, that while those others were here, we were able, they were doing those great things, and then they left, and we're sitting here going, fuck, now that looks like we weren't able to accomplish anything because it was really them.
No, what I'm saying is, like, let's just say the advanced race thing, or advanced fucking humans, whatever you want to call it, built up these crazy places that we see that show signs of a little more advanced than what it should have been. There's a lot of that shit over in Egypt. Yeah. It's like the pyramids are a great example, but there's also like other signs of technology that
Stonehenge, Easter Island,
evidence of the use of
Göbekli
technology.
Tepe.
Evidence of the use of technology.
Yeah.
I can't really say evidence of the technology,
right,
but of the use of it at least. So you see that, and so you have this advanced race that was doing shit, right? And then maybe they reached that point to where they were able to fucking boost off and take off and go off to, another planet or go explore or do whatever. And they were done with what they were doing here. And so they were like, well, we can't really just leave this and just let it go. We got to do something with this. So why don't we just throw some people down there? Throw some some humans or whatever.
Just to maintain things.
Kind of like almost in the same theory as what Joe Rogan was using, where, basically the stupid people outfucked the smart people, and all of a sudden the smart people were all dead. But in this case, the smart people just basically took off, and they left some of these dumb motherfuckers that had no idea of the technology that it took to do what happened there, but it was there. And so it's like, well, yeah, no, here, you can use it. It's like moving into a new house. Like, you don't know how the house was built, but fuck, I can use this house.
Yeah, but we're able to reproduce that. We're able to dissect the house and go, oh, yeah, I can see how you can cut a 2x4 and use it as a stud, put it here. So far, we still don't know fucking shit about these places and about how they accomplished what they did there.
If you've never seen a hammer or a saw or a level or any of that kind of shit before in your life, and you come across this building and it's built and it's got these cut beams that are hammered together with these fucking nails and it's perfectly straight and perfectly fucking square, you're going to be like, whoa, okay, yeah, I can see how this was done, but I don't know how it was done. Kind of the same idea with the pyramids. Yeah, you can see, there's fucking blocks and you can see that there was a veneer on them, which is another thing that's pretty crazy, is that they think the pyramids are actually quite old, a lot older than what people think they are.
Yeah.
And that they were actually repurposed, which kind of leads to what I'm talking about. Like, it's like they remodeled the buildings. They're like, oh, yeah, these are fucking cool. Let's fucking slap on some new paint and new outside, and freshen them up. And hell yeah, we got us a nice fucking place to live.
King's Chamber, I called it.
Uh-huh.
So I watched a deal. I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a guy in, I think it was like the 60s or something like that. He flew over Antarctica.
You can't do that.
And recorded.
You'll fall off the edge of the earth.
Recorded seeing green valleys, and not only to the point of green valleys, but when he came back, the guy ended up getting killed somehow. But they found his diary of what he wrote down of what all he seen, and he reported seeing like woolly mammoths.
Fucking
like
motherfucker went to the land of the lost, huh?
Pretty much, but also seen a complete civilization of people, advanced people living there, and so advanced people living there with technology that he had never seen. Almost kind of like the way they described it was almost kind of like a Jetson feeling to it, like skyscraper, futuristic buildings especially from his time,
But with prehistoric animals.
Yes. So that could kind of fall into like what you're saying, but maybe they didn't leave Earth. Maybe they.
That's possible too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they didn't technically leave. They're just kind of like somewhere else. Maybe there is a fucking inside of the Earth, and that's what's keeping us warm is all of their heating and electricity and shit, just warming the outer layer here.
Yeah, so I was trying to find the guy's name of what it was. I wish we could check it out, but it was a pretty interesting story.
Remember the guy who created the hollow earth theory?
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy, Admiral Byrd, flew over Antarctica and claims to see a hole in the earth. And they actually found his diary, and he actually explains in detail what he saw. So he wrote in his flight log, when he was flying over Antarctica, he actually saw green mountain ranges. And next to the mountain range, he saw like green valleys with a river going through it.
How is there green mountain ranges in the middle of the Arctic?
Exactly. So he said there's a lot of grass and a lot of green hills. And he even claimed that he saw a woolly mammoth there. And the thermometer inside his plane said that the temperature was 74 degrees Fahrenheit in the Arctic. And I don't know how he explains this, but he said that he saw a literal city inside the hole of the earth. And when he came back from his journey, he was forced not to talk about it and will probably never know what he actually saw.
Well, he was given the Medal of Honor, and no one knows why.
Exactly. But relating to that, have you seen the crazy sinkhole they found in China? Okay, so remember the guy who created the hollow earth?
Yeah.
Huh.
I have to research that a little bit
I
more.
was gonna say we need to get into some of those fucking crazy things like that.
I
like
thought
the wild
when I
shit.
seen that, I was just like, "That's crazy." And
Fun.
you talking about what you're talking about right now, I was like, "Man, that could.
Yeah.
You never know."
Yeah. See that. All right. Well, we're like an hour and 20 now, so
All right.
I think since Burr cut out for his special phone call, we'll go ahead and call this one. So thanks for following along with us, and listen to us on all those places you find your podcast, which is Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all those fun places, and
Like
YouTube.
it, share it,
Like it, share it, rate
watch it, listen to it.
make some comments if you want.
Give us some feedback.
Yeah, we could use that. You can see us on YouTube too, or hear us on YouTube. We don't have video, but we do have the audio playing over there. And yeah,
you
just
guys start
over there.
liking it and stuff more. Maybe we'll put up some videos of us talking.
Yeah, maybe we'll get over that camera shyness. So until next week,
Burn some
everybody
time.
have a great night, have a great week, enjoy your Halloween, and we'll see you next time.